Hi, my friends. I'm back with another book. This one is called Ric and Rac's Woodland Adventure. They're raccoons. Ric woke up to the sound of scratching noises and humps outside the den he shared with his brother. Poking Rac, he whispered, "Wake up, I'm scared." "What's there to be scared of?" asked Rac with a yawn. Just then a dark shadow darkened their doorway. "That's what there is to be scared of," said Ric. He tried to hide behind his big brother. Thump, thump, thump. The old tree above the den shook as bark fell off. The leaves shivered and the roots quivered. Ric dug his sharp nails into Rac's fur. "Watch out," Ric said. "Those bees are mad and they could sting." "Right, brother." Oops, I skipped a page. "Ouch," said Rac. "Calm down. Remember that song we learned in raccoon school?" he sang. "Fear can be a friend or fear can be a foe. That's something everyone needs to know." Under his breath, Ric mumbled, "Ho, ho, ho." He didn't see how fear could be his friend. He didn't like to feel scared. "Look," said Rac, peeking out of the den. "It's only Buford Bear. He's hitting our tree to drive the bees away from their hive." Look at him saying, "Ho, ho, ho. How can fear be my friend?" And there's the bear getting those bees out of there. "Watch out," Ric said. "Those bees are mad and they could sting." "Right, brother. Being a little afraid of bees makes us more careful. That kind of fear is our friend." But just then Buford saw them. "Oh my, are you two coming out to help me get some honey?" "Oh no," said Ric. "Bees sting and they can hurt. Aren't you afraid of them?" "Me afraid? Huh, I'm big and strong. Why should I be afraid?" "You mean you're never afraid, Buford?" asked Rac. "Nope, never." "Boo!" said Ric, sneaking up behind. "Oh!" howled Buford. Ric laughed. "See, I scared you." "No, a bee stung me," replied the bear. "Ow! Maybe I should have been more careful." And with that, Buford lumbered away. "I don't believe Buford Bear," said Ric. "Isn't everybody afraid sometimes, Rac?" As soon as Rac found a hollow log to jump inside, Ric followed close behind. Safe inside. Did I do it again? I sure did. I am skipping pages. Yes, but some, like Buford, don't want to admit that they're scared. Others are afraid too much. That's when fear is a foe, getting in our way and making us unhappy. Rack thought a minute. "Ric, I'm going to take you to meet somebody like that. She lives on the far side of the woods. Are you afraid to come with me?" "No," said Ric, but his voice had a funny squeak in it. He had never been to the far side of the woods. Through the forest, the raccoon brothers went. They squeezed under fallen trees, swam across the stream, climbed over trees, and scrambled through the hollowed out logs. Finally, they came to the edge of the woods, but just then they stepped into the sunlight. A loud screech filled the air. Ric and Rac looked at each other and then raced back into the dark forest. Have you ever been in a dark forest before? It can be really scary and dark, and you don't know what animals are in there. Look at those eyes inside that tree. That's where the animals belong, huh? As soon as Rack found a hollowed log, he jumped inside. Rick followed close behind. Safe inside, the little raccoon took a deep breath. Pew, he sputtered. What's that awful smell? Yuck, said Rack, holding his nose. Can you hold your nose? I can't stand it. It doesn't bother me, said a new voice. Who's that? Said Rack. Hey, boys, it's me, a new voice echoed in the darkness. Rick and Rack looked through the knothole in the log, and they saw two yellow eyes. Who, who are you? Asked Rack, his voice trembling. The two eyes blinked. It's me! Boo! The startled raccoons jumped out of the log and ran into a maze of trees. They quickly lost each other while they were scrambling in opposite directions to get away from those scary eyes. What do you think's inside that log? Here they are running. Oh my. Rick called Rack. Rack! Called Rick. Suddenly, Rick realized he was alone in the woods. And suddenly, Rack realized he was alone in the woods. Then Rack started singing loudly. Fear can be a friend or fear can be a foe. It's something everyone needs to know. Rick heard the song faintly at first. Then he sang an answer as loud as he could. Fear can be a friend, or fear can be a foe. As the brothers listened and sang, they found each other at last, right back at the log where they started. They looked around for those scary yellow eyes. Look, here they are when they were apart. Couldn't find each other. And then here they are when they found each other. No yellow eyes anywhere. Suddenly, out of the log popped Smelly the skunk. Hi guys, boy, did I scare you? Ha ha ha. Ah, we knew it was you all the time, said Rack. Sure, said Smelly. Well, I'm going back to sleep. Drop in again sometime. Rack, you were just as scared as I was, weren't you? Yes, but that kind of fear wasn't good. If we had stopped and looked, we would have seen that it was only Smelly. Well, when we ran from Screech before at the edge of the woods, was that an all right kind of fear? Asked Rick. I think so. It was an eagle, and they like to eat little raccoons like us. So our fear helped us look out for safety. And now, little brother, let's get back to the edge of the woods. I still want you to meet somebody. Look at how cute that little Smelly is. Do you have skunks where you live? We do. Oh, they're gross. They smell so bad. Back through the woods they went. Finally, in a towering tree, they found a jittery-looking creature who never stopped moving. Excuse us, Squirrel. Oh, you surprised me. What is it? I'm busy, you know. I'm always busy. We have a question. Are you ever afraid? Me, afraid? I'm always afraid. You know what I'm afraid of? I'll tell you. I'm afraid of the other animals not liking me. What if they laugh at me? What if they chase me? What if? Oh, me. I'm afraid of new things, loud things, strange things. I'm so afraid of fear, I don't know what to do. That's why I run around in circles and up and down, you know. Oh dear, I live my life full of fear. That squirrel just goes and runs all around, doesn't it? Rick and Rack looked at each other and crept away while Cheryl was still talking. She lives with all those fears. That's no fun, Rick said. Right. Those aren't friendly fears. She doesn't have any real reason to be so afraid all the time. Many of her fears are in her own imaginations. In her own imagination. If she would just stop and think or ask questions, she wouldn't be so afraid. But some fears are good, right? Uh-huh. If there's danger and you feel scared, that's good because it keeps you from getting hurt. That's when fear is our friend. Just then, Rick heard a loud growl and he jumped. Oh, what do you think it could be? But then he held very still and he listened. And when he heard the growl again, he laughed. It was his stomach telling him it was time to go home for supper. The raccoon brothers made their way through the forest again. After a big supper of water snails, crayfish, and mushrooms, Rick lay down for a long day's rest. Suddenly he woke to the sound of loud scratching back and forth right by the doorway of the den. Oh no, he thought. Maybe something's trying to get through our door. Or maybe a human is sawing down our tree. Rick's heart started to beat faster and his paws got sweaty. His eyes grew bigger and his tummy turned over. And he started to think, what if? What if? He suddenly slapped his paw loudly on the ground and he told himself, stop that. He made such a noise that Rac woke up sputtering. What's that? What's happening? Rick took a deep breath and then bravely walked to the door. Fear can be a friend and fear can be a foe. It's something I'm finally starting to know. He sang the little song quietly to himself. As he walked, he felt less afraid. His heart didn't beat as fast and his tummy felt calmer. He poked his head out the door and what did he see? Elwood Elk shining his antlers on the side of the tree. Elwood stopped when he saw Rick and said, oh, please excuse me. He turned away, looking very proper and proud. The elk's wearing glasses. That's awesome. Rick smiled, sighed, and settled back inside of his den. He told his brother, go back to sleep, Rac. It's nothing to be scared of. I found I found out what the noise was and I took care of it. Isn't it great that we don't have to be afraid of every little thing? And with that, he snuggled down and fell into a deep sleep. He's even given a thumbs up. Can you give a thumbs up? Thumbs up. Everything's good. The end. I hope this story blesses you today and you remember that you sometimes fear is good, but most of the time we're being scared of nothing at all. So take a minute, calm down, and look and see what it is and go find your mom and dad and then they will help you. Okay? I love you. I'm praying for you. Jesus bless you and keep you and make his face shine upon you all the days of your life and always keep him number one in your life because he's your protector and he's with you. I love you very much. Bye.